Dear Billy, I don't know if you can even hear this. 2 years ago, I would have said that's ridiculous, impossible. But that was before I found out about alternate dimensions and monsters, so I'm just going to stop assuming that I know anything. So much has happened since you left. Your dad was a total mess. He and my mom started getting into fights. Bad fights. I don't think he could stand being here without you. So he left. Basically, ever since you left, everything's been a total disaster. And the worst part is, I can't tell anyone why you're gone. I can't tell them that you saved Elle's life, that you saved my life. I play that moment back in my head all the time. And sometimes I imagine myself running to you, pulling you away. I imagine that if I had, that you would still be here. And everything would be right again. I imagine that we could have become friends.
Hello everybody, new setup, everything. Today I want to make a video about Stranger Things, I recently just got done watching it like a day or two ago, and my mind is still
what the fuck is going on?
very mind boggled, I would say, about what happened. But today I want to go over why I think Max is the MVP of Stranger Things season 4. And I want to say, I know people saying Eddie and Vecna. To me, Eddie has incredible moments, emotional moments in the series. I mean, not in the season. He has incredible moments in the season, but I just don't think his character arc was on par with what Max had going on. And Vecna, if you feel like Vecna was the MVP, I can't be mad at you. To me, now he's one of my top villains of all time. To me, he's like a better written version of Aizen. And you know
the
how
truth is, Ichigo Kurosaki, all of the battles you fought up to now were simply a part of my plan.
And you know how high I put Aizen up on a pedestal. So now I'm going to talk about why I think Max is the MVP of the season. So starting off in the beginning of the season, Max has her character arc where she's isolated from her friends and stuff, and she don't really cooperate with the gang anymore. And it's because later on we find out that she still has guilt and she regrets not saving Billy, where she thought she could have saved Billy but she didn't, and which they displayed in this incredible episode 4. You know what I'm talking about, Dear Billy, running up the hill when she's running from Vecna, from the Kate Bush, and so the whole thing started when it didn't start, but we find out that that Max was seeing a therapist because she was having these kind of nightmares and stuff with the clocks and stuff like that, where Vecna is controlling her, because it's like kind of like Freddy Krueger, where Vecna actually preys on people that are feel that they're guilty or feel like they regret something. That's why he ended up going after Nancy at one point. The whole thing with Nancy is confusing because why didn't he go after Nancy? But that's beyond the point. But we find out her true feelings about Billy during the Dear Billy episode, to where she does admit that she did hate Billy and they hated each other, but at the end of the day, they're still brothers, and they wish they could have fixed that bond, which was her whole character, arc throughout the season of Stranger Things 4. And then we find out that not only that she's guilty, that she feels guilty or regrets that she couldn't save Billy, but she also regrets that she actually wanted Billy to die at a certain point, which is realistic. I can see people kind of like not liking that, but I feel like that's very realistic. They did have a very heated relationship, a very toxic relationship that was going on in their household, to where, you know, I was watching the was it season 3 where that shows that Billy's dad really like affected his whole life, to where it was showing where Elle was looking through his memories and seeing like the flashback was going on with him, his dad, and his mother, and the abusiveness that was going on with Billy's dad, to where it actually affected the relationship between Max and Billy, to where she did despise Billy, which is understandable because he was kind of like a piece of shit. But she regrets that because at the end of the day, that's still her brother. And it was a really emotional moment for me. It was very, very emotional, especially this part where she tells the truth about her true feelings about Billy previously. But she ultimately regrets it. She wished that she could have saved him, and then Vecna goes as Lucas and, you know, tells her about the whole plan and stuff, and that ultimately, her guilt and her regret. Sorry, it's fireworks in the bathroom. It's 4th of July, but her guilt and her regret ultimately provokes her to want to sacrifice herself, and that's the ultimate reason why she wanted to sacrifice herself for the team. That's why I feel like she was the MVP, because Vecna needed the 4th like vessel to die so he can accomplish his goal, which like he ultimately did. So he goes to the he goes to his memories. He end up finding out that there are actually a lot of good memories inside of Max, where Vecna actually only looks for the dark parts of Max. I meant to say, but that ultimately fails because Vecna does end up winning, and you know, the relationship with her and Max was beautiful. I loved it. You know, Elle. I'm kind of going forward, but you know, they kind of jinxed the thing that was going to happen to her, and ultimately, she does end up dying. Well, momentarily, she ends up dying, but Vecna ends up achieving his goal, end up breaking her limbs and turning her blind, and actually, she ends up dying. And her last words, well, some of her last words was, "I don't want to die," showing that, you know, she wanted to risk it all, but still, she still wanted to live, even though she regrets so much about what went on in her life and what went on with Billy. So she ended up dying, but Elle says, "I'm not gonna let you go like this," and she ends up starting her heart. I'm not gonna lie, at first I thought fucking Elle was gonna do like some Nagato pain shit, to where she like reversed everything that goes on, and but nah, she actually restarts Max's heart, and she's in a coma right now. So I can see some people. I mean, I don't understand why people can be upset with this, like saying like there's no stakes in that. It stakes, bro. She broke her limbs and she's fucking blind, and we don't even know if she's still alive or not, honestly, because Elle goes to the astral plane and looks through her mind, and she can't find Max. So there's something going on. Maybe she is dead, and maybe she's on life support or something like that. But I don't know. But at the end of the day, I feel like Max's character arc through and through was perfect, start to finish. From the start, where it shows her going through meeting with a therapist to go over the stuff that was going on with her life, and how like she felt like ever since Billy passed away, her life been a living hell. And I don't know if you think that's karma or that's just how life is, but you know, she regrets a lot of the things that she was said, that she thought about Billy. And you know, she actually cares about Billy, and the reason she actually didn't save Billy, I don't know if she could have or couldn't actually, because I don't think she could have did anything to the Mind Flayer, but she didn't feel like Billy could have been redeemed. But I felt like Billy was actually redeemed when he actually apologizes to Max, which was a beautiful moment in season 3, where he apologized to Max, saved Max, and saved Elle. But you know, her fate was kind of sealed. I don't know what more I can go on about that. We're gonna have to wait till season 5 to see what goes on with Max. Right now is looking like it's not good for Max. But a little side note to me saying, like, that ending was fucking crazy. I'm not gonna lie, the ending of Stranger Things 4 was crazy. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm excited for it. And you know, Max arc was beautiful. You know, Eddie's death was great. It's spoiler warning for anything that's going on. And Vecna is now one of the GOAT villains of all time to me. So that's why I feel like Max is the MVP of this season of Stranger Things 4. No takes. This is my only take. You know, so it's probably some more things that I left out. But let me know how you feel. Who you think is the MVP of Stranger Things 4? And comment down below and let me know what you like about what was going on.